Hey, Faith Community Church. I'm Clint. I'm here with Pastor Josh. Today's Tuesday. We are in Matthew chapter 17, and Pastor Josh has some things to say on this. So we, in this chapter, I think we've looked at the Transfiguration, some miracles that he's done, and we'll get into the structure in a second. But first, Pastor Josh, what is the Transfiguration here at the beginning of the chapter?
So you have Jesus taking his disciples, Peter, James, and John, and they go up on the mountain, and it's at this point that Jesus, he's transformed. He reveals his glory, right? That we know that Jesus is God the Son, and that he shared glory with the Father before the world was made, before his incarnation. But that glory has been hidden in his flesh. They've seen some of the miracles, they've seen his teaching, but now he comes up on the mountain and he's transformed, and he becomes radiant white, and Moses and Elijah appear as well, and Jesus speaks with them. And so it's this very impressive event that happens. And then the Father speaks from heaven, saying, "This is my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased. Listen to him." So you have this event that takes place where they encounter the glory of Christ. They encounter the Father as well. Okay, so it's a very impressive time, and that's where you have Peter saying, "Hey, let's set up these tabernacles. Let's camp out up here, and let's keep this experience going." But that's not what the Lord has in plan.
So that's toward the beginning of this chapter, and the rest of it looks like Jesus performs a couple miracles here, but he's also talking about the resurrection, seems like here. So what can you tell us about the structure here in this chapter?
So what we see in the chapter, you see that there's this miraculous event that takes place, and then Jesus gives just a very simple teaching on the resurrection. He doesn't go into this big long thing, but what he says in verse 9, he tells the disciples, "Tell the vision to no one until the Son of Man has risen from the dead." Okay, he gives this teaching saying, until I rise from the grave, don't tell anyone about this. And so you see a similar thing repeated when we come down to verse 14. You have Jesus and the disciples coming down off the mountain. Some of the other disciples have been down below. They've been ministering to the people. And here is a man that has a son who's demon-possessed, and they can't cast out the demon till Jesus comes and he casts it out. But after he does this miracle, again, verse 22, he says, "The Son of Man is going to be delivered into the hands of men, and they will kill him, and he will be raised up on the third day." And they were deeply grieved. So you have what Matthew does in chapter 17. It's like he does miracle, and then the teaching about the resurrection, and then a miracle and teaching about the resurrection. And so Jesus doesn't go into this big, long teaching about it, but after both of these supernatural events, that he says, "I'm going to die, I'm going to be buried, and I'm going to come alive again on the third day." Great. That's the emphasis of this chapter. And you see that his teaching is like preemptively substantiated by
these miracles.
His miracles, yeah.
Right. Wow, that's great. And then he has this last miracle here at the end with paying the temple tax and getting the coin out of the fish.
Yeah, tell him, Simon Peter, the fisherman, go throw in your hook, catch a fish, and then you're gonna find money in its mouth.
Them being fishermen, that must have been pretty funny.
But you have Jesus, further substantiating his promise about the resurrection with kind of like this closing miracle. Right. So Matthew combines these events and he portrays it. It's kind of this compressed timeline. You have the Transfiguration, several days, and then this miracle, but Jesus' teaching is about his resurrection. This is what they could expect.
Yeah, it seems like that we're getting later into Matthew, and it seems like this is almost like the building up to the climax of like, just want you guys to know this is what's happening. This is what my life is going towards. Cool. So that's Matthew chapter 17 today. We will see you guys tomorrow for Matthew chapter 18. We'll see you later.
Bye-bye.